please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's, you know, get to this live. Now, Trump, beautiful bill, the days of America's downfall. Now, Jeffrey starred Trump's beautiful bill for hours after the House Republicans is coming close to pass this bill. Now, many Americans know now, or they should know by now, that the bills is not in the best of Americans' interests. Mean, if you're middle class, expect for cuts to be taking place. So now, your question appears to be referencing a recent political event involving a bill referring to as President Trump beautiful bill and activities in the House of Representatives. Says, however, the name Jeffree Star appears to be linked to unrelated information and a provided search result concerning his sales of a California mansion unrelated to the legislative proceeding on Capitol Hill. Hear what the search result tells us about the big, beautiful bill. And the GOP breakthrough. House debate and breakthrough. The House of Representatives have been debating President Trump's budget and spending bill, which he referred to as the big, beautiful bill. Republican leaders have indicated they may have enough votes to pass the Senate version of the bill. Opposition installing tactics. House minority leaders Hakeem Jeffrey used a magic moment, allowing unlimited speaking time to stall a potential vote on the bill. He also spoke for hours on the House floor about the potential negative impacts of the bill, particularly regarding potential cuts to health care programs that referred to as the big, beautiful, ugly bill. Others, Democrats, have also expressed opposition and concerns about the bill impact of populations and constitutional rights. It says the bill, which passed the Senate and is now being considered by the House, focus on making a permanent some 2017 tax cuts, increasing defense and border security spending, and making significant cuts to healthcare and nutrition programs like Medi-Cal and STEM. It says the bill has been met with oppositions and criticism, primarily concerning the potential for millions to lose health insurance coverage and the impacts vulnerable communities. It says public health experts have warned of potential negative consequences for public health and natural health. It says the procedural votes on the Senate version of the bill last for only 7 hours, reportedly setting a new House record. So it says, based on the provided information, there is no indication that Jeffree Star was involved in the House debates or have any role in the passage of the big, beautiful bill. So I'm going to expect for this bill to get in play, y'all. expect for significant cuts. It's gonna be some hard times that you ain't never seen. Now, let's get this thing on the way. Let's roll this clip, because when this go in effect, a lot of middle class people will be infected. When this bill actually go in effect. So let's go.
Thousands of dollars per year in additional costs on everyday Americans. We're committed to lowering the high cost of living. We're committed to making sure that every single person in this country can afford to live the good life. Good paying job, good housing, good health.
Look, you see how they're making America unaffordable for you. See, this is what I said to you guys on my last video. How they're making things unaffordable for you. You don't even have, you're about to find out that you're not going to even have a good living here. I tell you guys, man, y'all better get your house in order, your kids in order. Y'all better start planning, start saving, because I tell y'all, man, wherever you got these parties, they don't really care about middle class people, man. So when this bill actually go in effect, what are they going to do? What have the Republicans, the Democrats done? So what have they done to solve this issue? Now let's roll this clip now, because the brother, Jeffrey is arguing about this going to affect a lot of middle class people.
Health care, good education for their children, and a good retirement. We're committed to working hard to make sure that every single American like William can afford to live the good life. This one big ugly bill does the exact opposite. Does it make life more affordable, Mr. Speaker? It makes life more expensive.
The gentleman suspend. House will be in order. As caffeine kicks in, please take your conversations outside the chamber or in the cloakroom.
See, in other words, so many words, he says, make life so complicated. Who does that? Who will put cuts on Medicare, Medi-Cal? Who does that if it's not the devil? To use tactics. He's a manipulator. I tell you guys, if the devil can't have his way, nobody gonna have their way. See, this is crunch time for a lot of us, y'all. And when this thing, gets in effect, when this thing get on the way, as soon it gets on the way, y'all have to make some decisions. Because it's going to be some times, y'all. See, if you're not, getting your Medi-Cal off the way, if you're not going to the, dental, I urge you guys, man, get your teeth worked on while you can. Because when things get cut, you're gonna wish that you can be able to go to the dentist. You're gonna wish that you can go to the doctor. You're gonna wish that you can, you know what I mean, got something done. I tell you guys, man, how things gonna be, man. It's gonna be very tense, y'all. Very tense for a lot of us, y'all. Because a lot of us ain't gonna know how to take it, man, when things hit the fan, man. Let's go.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Without Medicaid, Heather from the great state of Minnesota writes, without Medicaid, my 3 kids and I would have no insurance. I couldn't afford my epilepsy and schizophrenia medications. My kids wouldn't have access to health care, including ER visits, physicals, vaccinations, and dental cleanings. Heather lives in Minnesota's 8th Congressional District, represented by our colleague, Mr. Speaker, Congressman Peter South. Lynn writes to us, from Missouri, the Show Me State, a state ably represented by Representative Emanuel Cleaver and Representative Wesley Bell. Lynn writes to us, says that I'm a widow near 70 with very little family left and have been diagnosed with breast cancer. I have an adult son, severely disabled. He already has lost transportation services due to low Medicaid funding. And if Medicaid is cut, it will be disastrous for my situation. Lynn knows that this one big ugly bill puts a target on the back of Medicaid. One of the senators from the great state of Missouri, Senator Josh Hawley, spent months warning about the damage that Donald Trump's one big ugly bill would do to the people of Missouri as a result of the all-out assault on Medicaid. And then turned around and voted to cut Medicaid from his constituents. So shocking and so disappointing. So heartbreaking for many Americans that a lot of people in the House of Representatives, Mr. Speaker, a lot of people in the Senate have talked a good game about Medicaid, but then turned around and done nothing to protect it. That's shameful. It disgusts me. Because I want to believe in the good faith of every.
And see, this is the day of America's downfall. The more wicked, the more evil this country do, the more the country get cursed. America is always based on lies and based on agenda. This country is so cursed that the Most High, he about had enough. When these people come and plead and the God we trust, because the God they don't trust is the money, the power, the rule. When all that time comes, will nobody have sympathy for white America. Because when people look at America, they'll look at white America as wicked beyond your and my imagination. And the people that looking from the outside, they ain't gonna want to come to America. Because the people gonna want to see what's happening, what's going on. And all of the other nations, forged nations, that she trying to find peace, because friendship now speeding her doom. Nobody wants to sit with her. The nations are angry. This nation is built on separation. We are divided, and we must, at the end of the day, we must be separate. This nation is separate. We are separate from each other. Hell, we are separate from our own black self, our own black kind. See, God, the Most High God, He's not pleased with these people making these, rash decisions. You have this, ugly bill that the House of Republicans is trying to get in, so this thing can get in effect, so things can still, still move the way that they want things to move, y'all. Let's go.
Remember to look out for the people that they are privileged to serve. Donald Trump's one big ugly bill, an all-out assault on health care, an all-out assault on Medicaid, the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. This legislation will end Medicaid as we know it. Millions of people will lose their health care. Hospitals will close, including in rural America. People.
Let me say this. What he's saying is right, man. People lose, millions of people lose their Medicare. Hospitals will actually go out of business, man, because who are they gonna, if no patients for them come in, they'll lose out. You know what I mean? See, what I'm saying, y'all, they're really trying to cut out the middle class people. If you're not a wealthy person here, if you don't have money, if you're not wealthy, what they really trying to do, is to make this affordable. I won't be surprised, y'all. That they will hit the reset button, declare martial law, start moving some of us out of here. That's what they want to do. If Trump can send executive order to try to send Elon Musk out of the United States, what do you think he can do with a lot of us, black African American people? Because pretty soon, man, they're gonna make it affordable for you to come here. If they decide to bring a bill in, House Republicans rushing this bill to bring the cuts. Like I told you, I told you on my last videos, I'm expecting this to probably be in effect as soon as this bill get underway. You'll see the thing go right in effect. You'll see the domino effect hit 60 days. You'll see the domino effect. So why do I say that it's important to get your house and things in order, get your children in order, man? Save them money, get things in order, man. Because soon that bill gets in effect, you're gonna start seeing cuts Oh yeah, you know what I mean. The food stamps, you know what I mean, the WIC, all those things is gone, y'all. You know, just think about it, man. There's millions of us, you know what I mean, live through public assistance. And a lot of us can't live without it, man. Let's go.
Will lose their nursing homes. 1 in 4 nursing homes may close as a result of this dangerous and extreme Republican budget. Community-based health clinics relied upon by many of the people all across this country will shudder as a result of Donald Trump's one big ugly bill. People in this country will die unnecessary deaths. That's unacceptable. That's unconscionable. That's un-American.
See what I'm saying? How many people are going to suffer just because these fortune countries they're not agreeing with them. They're not buying. See. A lot of these foreign countries they don't buy through American policies anymore. So when the beast is unhappy, he's starting to tighten the chain, as you see. The tariff wars, the food chain. He's tightening a lot of things, y'all. And you know the sad thing is they think that no eye is on them. See, why do the wicked think that they are mightier than God? Why do they think that they can thwart his plan and purpose until he comes, who right it is to rule? See, brothers and sisters, I want you to understand, never no more will the earth be let out to these non-owners. Because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness of it. And if he don't like you govern the earth, he moves them off the earth, as he's doing today by his divine pledge of storms. See, the Most High God, he's not playing with these people, man. There's a curse with white America. There has been a curse on the wicked. So why do the wicked think that they can thwart their plan and his purpose until he comes, who is right? It is to rule. Now let's go.
And that is why, as House Democrats, we stand on this floor.
And the Most High God will stop them because they don't think a God today is active. They don't think he's alive, sharper than any double-edged sword. He penetrates the joints and marrows. See, they don't think that a physical God is here and he's active. That's why scientists starting to see signs and wonders being displayed on the solar systems. They seen these objects. You see signs and wonders being displayed. You see in America is being divinely curtained from all sides. It's like these pledged famine is boiling up. That's why you got floods you see. You got fires that's happening. hurricanes on its way, and you got more tornadoes, twisters. But they ain't seen nothing yet. You got earthquakes Jesus talk about that will be happening in various places, or say various places. You got tsunamis is being ready to be set off through the quakes. You got volcano eruptions. You got glaciers that's causing sea level to rise. And get ready for those that's in Florida, because you're going to see a significant of flooding. See, all into her Atlantic and Pacific, America is being divinely curtailed. And the wicked, I want to say, the wicked will never prosper against the Most High God. Let's go.
Aggressively pushing back on the everyday Americans on their behalf. Pushing back on their behalf. Because they will be so absolutely devastated if this bill were to pass in the House of Representatives. Donald Trump's one big ugly bill hurts everyday Americans and rewards billionaires with massive tax breaks. Why is it that every time, Mr. Speaker, Republicans have the opportunity to govern in a partisan way, you immediately Republicans immediately race to legislation that provides massive tax breaks for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected in this country. We've seen this happen all over time. During the presidency of Ronald Reagan, massive tax cuts for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, adding to our nation's debt and deficit. During the presidency of George W. Bush in 2001 and 2003, yet again, massive tax cuts for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. In fact, the Republican president at that time, in 2001, inherited a budget surplus from President Bill Clinton, and immediately turned around and took that budget surplus and turned it into a deficit, exploded the debt. Don't ever lecture us about fiscal responsibility. Not now, not ever. Mr. Speaker, Republicans are not the party of fiscal responsibility. You are the party of fiscal irresponsibility. Over and over and over again. And now with this bill, you've taken it to a whole nother level. Because in addition,
look, the whole world sees what the House Republicans up to, y'all. Even when Mitch McConnell says, when they ask him a question about are Black African Americans treated as Americans, he says everyone's treated as American citizens. this where the GOB representative of the House, Mitch McConnell, said that all black African Americans is treated as citizens. Told reporters a bold-faced lie because not all black Americans is treated as equal. See, I say this to you. America's going to suffer something that she wished that she's going to regret or what she put the country, through. She's going to suffer. And when her time comes, it's going to come when they least expect it. It's going to be a day they're going to rally, they're going to celebrate, they're going to laugh, they're going to talk. And all of a sudden, destruction comes. They're going to rally like it's the 4th of July. Because, brothers, sisters, I say that they want this bill to even pass by this week so it can get into effect in 60 days. So joy why you can't. Like, you better enjoy the little bit of, if you're still getting the RIC, food stamps, Medicare, I recommend y'all go to those doctors, go to the dentist, get your teeth done. Don't wait, man. Because when your motherfucking teeth hurts and when they started to cut down and next thing you know, doctors was forced, to be shut down, things would be in closure, business would be shut. Look, man, when you can't walk into a dentist and get your tooth pulled, man. So I'm getting, like I said, y'all, I'm getting my work done now. I'm not waiting. I'm getting all my work done. I'm getting my root canal done, getting my crown done. I'm getting things done because when things start going into effect, man, when they get this thing on the way, they're hoping to pass this thing by the 4th, y'all. By tomorrow. They're hoping it passed already. The last time I checked, I don't know if they passed. I think in House Republicans are really pushing to pass this bill. So I won't, nothing surprise me if they pass it today or tomorrow during the 4th of July. See, that won't surprise me if they pass it by then. But expect when this bill gets passed, things going to be on the way. It's going to be like how Trump put those sanctions in Russia, man. Things will be on the way. You start feeling a domino effect, y'all. Believe me. I believe by this bill passed, I believe within 60 days, y'all. No more than 60 days, you start feeling a domino effect. Because when I'm saying to y'all, I was telling y'all on this Project 2025, they want this bill to pass. I told you guys it will pass probably before the end of this year. I told y'all if y'all went to my last videos, I was saying it, man. I was trying to warn people. I was trying to tell y'all. But nobody want to believe me, y'all. Everybody thought it was a joke, man. Y'all better go get everything y'all can, man. Get your house in order, get your food, get everything, man. Man, if you don't get everything in order, man, if you don't get yourself ready, y'all better start going, because like I tell y'all, man, I'm going to see my dentist, man, because I got a little work I need to be done, man. I'll be damn if I didn't get my root canals, get my crown, and then we go into next year, everything's shut down. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be next year. Within 60 days, no more than 60 days, you'll feel the effect. These people are not playing, man. Trump think everything is a joke, man. But it's gonna bring a civil war. I told y'all about the civil war. It's gonna be a civil war, man. But he's gonna deploy. See, Trump wants you to poke at him. So he's gonna deploy, troops. So now they can move people. Y'all gotta peep the play. Now they can move you somewhere where you don't want to go, man. So you gotta get with the Most High, man. You gotta get in prayer in these times, man, because only God is going to free us. Only God is going to deliver us from the pain. And this is why I have weight with the Most High God, because I know He's coming in time. A prophecy is about to be fulfilled. Y'all about to see prophecy fulfilled. Y'all about to see things that you never see that's going to come here. Let's go.
To exploding the debt by more than $3 trillion. And by some estimates, even more than that. Saddling our children and our grandchildren with trillions of dollars in additional debt. Why? It appears to subsidize the lifestyles of the rich and shameless. That's extraordinary to me. But shouldn't be surprising, because it's exactly what we saw during the first 4 years of the Trump administration, with its signature legislative accomplishment, the 2017 GOP tax scam, where by some estimates, 83% of the benefits would go.
I'm gonna say this, man, for all my viewers that's timing in. Trump is a racist scumbag, and he's gonna have his day, man. See, when you can't eat your cake and ice cream, when you went over there in that Middle East to soften things up, them foraging country wasn't buying that. They laugh at Trump as, you know what I mean, a laughing hummingbird. They laugh and humiliate Trump, man. Trump, what he should have done, he should have went to Israel if he had any concern to go and solve the conflict that Israel and Gaza had. But he went over into the Middle East trying to shape things up. That's like when he went in to Iraqi. You know what I mean? And trying to take the oil. See, that's thug talk. See, that's the talk of a beast. See, Trump don't care about anything. You see how Trump insult his intelligence? You see, after he was trying to send secret intelligence, to make Gaza a bulwark. Now, why would you want to send a mobilization over there? You guys, y'all better read between these lines how they escalate things, y'all. How Trump been fueling things up, man. And this is not for the good. This is not for the good, man. Everybody think that it's a joke. This world's a joke. But when the pledge come through, when the going gets tough, and when these pledges getting inactive, ain't nothing. It's nothing to play and joke about, man. When the Most High God pour down His wrath, and when these people feel every chastisement, fire is coming down. These pledges are coming down, and God has mercy. And you got to remember how wicked America been over 8,000 years. It's been the same play. How long do you think you got? Ask yourself, how long do you think you have? When scientists saying that, they think that America's on the way out. These people are going to have to forced to pack up, y'all. You're going to have to be forced to even move, or you're going to die. That's how serious things can turn out to be. See, I lost 5 of you already. Because then, if you see, the thing is, you didn't want to hear that. Then you want to hear life. Because it's life. You got to go through tasting death. Experience things. See, I lost 5 of you already. So y'all don't want to hear. Y'all don't want to hear things that's going to come. Because it's all going to take place and all going to come within the twinkle of an eye. See, when the Lord, brothers and sisters, when He's not slow to bring things to fulfillment. See, with the day, with the Lord is like 1,000 years, and we know 1,000 years is merry like a day. No time passed with God, so He ain't slow in keeping these promises. But some may count slowness, but He's going to be very patient towards you. Not wishing that any should perish, but that all should come into repentance. Repent, America. Eat, America. Help yourself to the desert of the earth, which you have prepared for us. Now you eat it now. You see, all praise are due to the Most High. Let's go.
To the wealthiest 1% in this country. Saddling at the time our children and grandchildren with more than $2 trillion in additional debt. And yet, Mr. Speaker, many of our Republican colleagues want to lecture America about fiscal responsibility. And then have the nerve to come to the House floor and try to jam a bill down the throats of the American people. With a debate that began at 3:28 a.m. in the morning that would saddle them with more than $3 trillion in additional debt to provide massive tax breaks to billionaires in this country, and then pay for some of it by going after working class Americans, everyday Americans, hard-working American taxpayers, middle-class Americans, children and veterans and seniors, and people with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, Trump's one big ugly bill is obscene in that regard. Seems to me that all of us have a responsibility as leaders to try to make life better for the American people. That's what leaders have done, particularly those who have served in the White House.
And I agree with this man 100%. Every leader has a responsibility. Hell, even the church has a responsibility. Every one of us has a role You know, I have a role to reach the people with the truth, not to get on social media and lie to you and say things out of the ordinary. No, I have things that I got to do to inform my people. Whether you like it or you dislike a thing, but I got to be, you know, one of his messengers to send you a message. But there's a lot of us brothers and sisters don't do what God put them here to do. Each of each and one of us, I say, has a responsibility. And that responsibility, no matter what it is, if it's teaching, then it's teaching. If it's encouraging, then it's encouragement. If it's giving, then give. Is it loving, then love. But every one of us have a responsibility. Let's go.
When it comes to actually lifting up the people who we are entrusted to represent. That's what great leaders do. Leaders like FDR, President Johnson, President Obama, and so many others. That's what the track record says. American people in this country, they deserve real leadership. What we've seen from complete Republican rule in Washington, D.C., Mr. Speaker, it's not leadership that lifts up the American people. It's leadership that is tearing them down and tearing us apart. The first 6 months of this administration have been characterized by chaos, cruelty, and corruption. That's not real leadership. We know what real leadership looks like in the United States of America. Real leadership shows courage. Real leadership shows compassion. Real leadership shows commitment. Working with Congress as a separate and co-equal branch of government, not to bend the knee to some extreme agenda, which is what, Mr. Speaker, my House Republican colleagues are doing by supporting this one big ugly bill. Real leadership requires working with Congress as a separate and co-equal branch of government to actually lift people up. President Lincoln, when he addressed the House of Representatives, I believe it was his second annual message to Congress, on December 1st in 1862, in the middle of the Civil War, an existential crisis that we were facing in the United States of America. He showed real leadership when he summoned this Congress to rise to the occasion. In that second annual message to Congress, December 1st, 1862, President Lincoln said, "Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. We of this Congress and this administration will be remembered in spite of ourselves. No personal significance or insignificance can spare one or another of us. The fiery trial through which we pass will light us down in honor or dishonor to the latest generation. We say we are for the Union. The world will not forget that we say this. We know how to save the Union. The world knows we do know how to save it. Even we here, hold the power and bear the responsibility. In giving freedom to the slave, we assure freedom to the free."
And see, that's what I always said. America have to do a marvelous deed. When he says giving freedom to the slaves, well, where's freedom? Where's justice? Where's justice? There's equality. Giving freedom to the slave is something that American can do. And that, like I've been saying, restitution. Restitution. We can start there. Because as long as we've been here, we ain't been given a damn thing. We've been the laughing stock. We've been the talk. You know, we've been the talk around here, y'all. Boy, I tell you, boy, if you can understand what I'm saying, but most of y'all don't understand what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, we've been the talk. Police kill us, y'all. The police kill us. And they talk about these things. When they talk about the lynch days, come on, man. They talk about things to keep this shit going. So what is your life? Your life, brothers and sisters, are like a mist that pass. And that's why when David says, "Yes, Lord, I walked into this valley of shadow of death, because I feel no evil, because the Lord are with me." What is your life? See, your life is just like a breath. It's like a short breath. So what he's saying is, this means freedom for the slave. So what does this mean for the slaves? I don't think y'all hear me. What does this mean? For the freedom of the slaves.
Honorable alike in what we give and what we preserve. We shall nobly save or meanly lose the last best hope of earth. That's America. Even to this day, the last best hope. on earth. Extraordinary that Abraham Lincoln, in America's infancy, understood the importance of this country, not just for its citizens, but for the world. He urged this Congress, we shall nobly save or meanly lose the last best hope of earth. Other means may succeed, this could not fail. The way is plain, peaceful, generous, just. A way which if followed, the world will forever applaud. And God must forever bless. That's presidential leadership. That kind of leadership is missing in the United States of America right now. Exhibit A is the fact that at President Trump's urging, Mr. Speaker, our House Republican colleagues are here ready to rubber stamp, recklessly rubber stamp legislation that will rip health care away from more than 17 million Americans. That's not leadership. That's not the leadership that this country deserves. But that's what the American people are experiencing because of Republican rule here in Washington, D.C. Yet we know, Mr. Speaker, that things can be different. The very beginning of the preamble of the United States Constitution. Those words are written, we, the people, in order to form a more perfect union. I like that. We, the people, in order to form a more perfect union. That's a recognition of the aspirational objective that all of us should have as part of our sacred charge to make life better for the American people, while also acknowledging that at its birth and even to this day, America is not a perfect country. But the gift that we've been given is that sacred charge to strive for a more perfect union. To look out for every single American as best we can. Now, we've seen that kind of leadership across the years, across the decades, across the centuries, particularly as it relates to the social safety net. Social safety net that's under extreme assault right now. Donald Trump's one big, ugly bill, billionaires with massive tax breaks. Most of them have low incomes. Most of them are threatened by illness and medical expenses that they cannot afford. And through this new law, Mr. President, every citizen will be able, in his productive years, when he is earning, to insure himself against the ravages of illness in his old age. President Johnson was referring to President Harry Truman, who was there at the signing ceremony, having recognized President Truman's vision. He says, and through this new law, Mr. President, every citizen will be able, in his productive years, when he is earning, to insure himself against the ravages of illness in his old age. That was the beauty of Medicare. You pay into it, it's an earned benefit. And you can reap the benefits in your golden years. President Johnson went on to say this insurance will help pay for care in hospitals, in skilled nursing homes, or in the home. It's ironic. That's what presidential leadership looks like. LBJ says this insurance will help pay for care in hospitals, in skilled nursing homes, or in the home. And yet, Mr. Speaker, we're here 60 years later, and Republicans are trying to jam a budget down the throats of the American people that will close hospitals, close nursing homes, and detonate the ability of millions of people to access home care. That's shameful. Not the type of leadership that this country needs right now, but that's what we're getting. Chaos, cruelty, and corruption. President Johnson went on to talk about Medicaid, which is the subject of an all-out assault now by this reckless Republican budget, the GOP tax scam, this one big ugly bill. So I want to make sure that the record reflects what enlightened leadership had to say about Medicaid. The benefits under the law are as varied and broad as the marvelous modern medicine itself. If it has a few defects, such as the method of payment of certain specialists, then I'm confident those can be quickly remedied, and I hope they will be. No longer will older Americans be denied the healing miracle of modern medicine. No longer will illness crush and destroy the savings that they have so carefully put away over a lifetime so that they may enjoy dignity in their later years. No longer will young families see their own incomes and their own hopes eaten away. No longer will this.
You know, how long you think this gonna last? As House of Republicans pushing the bill to pass, how long y'all think this actually gonna last? If I said, man, stack up, shit. You know, Joy love these things. You can, because expect for things to get into effect within the 60-day period, y'all. Because they gotta, you know what I mean, once it passed, they gotta, you know what I mean, give you a further notice, man. And I think they're gonna push 60 days for us, man. Then after that, you'll you'll probably start seeing after a while. You start seeing they bring in jobs, but they ain't gonna bring these jobs that you think, y'all, like jobs that's gonna be a good paying job, y'all. Because all those paying jobs, you know what I mean, they take it. So just be considered. You have to be a middle class, working minimum, you know what I mean, wage, you know what I mean, on the minimum, you know what I mean, labor, and things that you've been used to. You're gonna have to be forced to work here or shit, set to be on the streets. That's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna lose out their public assisting housing things like you know they had. So this he says that's gonna probably affect 17 million American people, man. See the whole purpose, y'all. Trump is gonna push this. He's pushing this gender. So he wants you to come poke. And I say to y'all, man, don't fall for y'all gotta seek the most high, seek refuge in the most high God, man. Put your faith in him. Let God come in the mix, because he's coming in the mix as they planning, plotting schemes and doing this and planning. God too is doing the same thing. He's planting and scheming as they think that they planning a plan. God too is planning a plan. As the wicked is scheming a plan, God too is scheming a plan. But they're not going to be successful. Or what they plan, so what they're capable of doing, they're not going to be successful. Going to backfire. Don't you see anything Trump's trying to do is backfiring already? They're angry. They're angry. And this is what they do. They're angry. A beast is angry when he's unhappy, when he don't get his way. A beast is angry when he don't get his way. Let's go.
This nation refused the hand of justice to those who have given a lifetime of service and wisdom and labor to the progress of this progressive country. Medicare and Medicaid benefit older Americans right now. People who have given a lifetime of service and wisdom and labor to the progress of this progressive country, as LBJ spoke to. And this bill, Mr. President, again, a nod to President Harry Truman, is even broader than that. It will increase Social Security benefits for all of our older Americans. It will improve a wide range of health and medical services for Americans of all ages. And then President Lyndon Baines Johnson leans in on the importance of Medicaid with a greater degree of precision. He says, but there is another tradition that we share today. Calls upon us never to be indifferent toward despair. Commands us never to turn away from helplessness. It directs us never to ignore or to spurn those who suffer.
See, this is not a proper way of leadership. Sending harm on American people. This is not professional leadership. This is a man not even capable, even promise you anything. This is why the nation suffers. Because he's not able to promise you anything. See, America is on a secret hidden, you know what I mean, hidden agenda. See that they're not under for American people. They're under for a secret hidden agenda.
Untended in a land that is bursting with abundance. And this is not just our tradition, or even the tradition of the nation. It is as old as the day it was first commanded. Thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, to thy needy, in thy land. Is that what we're doing here today in the United States Congress? Opening our hands of grace and compassion and responsibility to our fellow Americans, our fellow citizens? No, that's not what Donald Trump's one big ugly bill is all about. It's an assault on everyday Americans to reward billionaires with massive tax breaks. That's extraordinary. President Clinton in the 1990s talked about the Children's Health Insurance Program. Program designed to make sure that children in this country would have access to the medical care they needed to live a life of dignity and respect. And it's extraordinary to me, Mr. Speaker, that in Donald Trump's one big ugly bill, the eligibility for the Children's Health Insurance Program will also be diminished as part of an all-out assault on the health care of the American people. So I thought it not robbery in the time that I have that we lift up the original spirit of the Children's Health Insurance Program. President Clinton said to the nation, because we have acted, millions of children across this country will be able to get medicine and have their sight and hearing tested and see dentists and doctors for the first time. Millions of young Americans will be able to go on to college. Millions of Americans not so young will be able to go back to school to get the education and training they need to succeed in life. Millions of families will have more to spend on their own children's needs and upbringing. This budget is an investment in their future and in Americans. You see, budgets are moral documents. And in our view, Mr. Speaker, budgets should be designed to lift people up. This reckless Republican budget that we are debating.
And I agree. When we look at the House of Republicans, we look at this budget bill. This is budget bill. See, when I only see that why do the rich Why do they be the only ones that can prosper, but the poor can't? When I look at a budget bill, you'll think that, okay, you see a budget bill, okay, maybe a budget bill be, some in here would be for American people. But it's the opposite. It's the opposite. So in other words, vote for the Most High. Vote for God to be your ruler. Because even a fool will put their hope in a billionaire whose time has come. No, the Most High God and tried these people for a very long time at ruling. But you see the successful rating. It shows you they haven't been successful at ruling. So when you start seeing the time start approaching, see, the time is approaching, brothers, that the Holy Quran says it's gonna even make children's grave head. It's true. A terrible sight is gradually approaching us. So terrible, your children will be gravehead. Now prove to me that I'm a liar. Because it's been down far that you see God been pledging America day and night. You see, these are the days of our life. See, these are the days of her life. See, America was smoking the warriors. See, these are the days of her life. Because she was smoking like the warriors. That these are the days of her life.
Right now on the floor of the House of Representatives tears people down. This reckless Republican budget is an immoral document, and everybody should vote no against it because of how it attacks children and seniors and everyday Americans and people with disabilities. This reckless Republican budget is an immoral document. And that is why I stand here on the floor of the House of Representatives with my colleagues in the House Democratic Caucus to stand up and push back against it with everything we have on behalf of the American people. In the spirit of John Lewis, show up, stand up, and speak up for what we know is right. An immoral document that we're debating right now on the House of Representatives. This budget also represents an attack on the Affordable Care Act. For some reason, Republicans have been obsessed, Mr. Speaker, with attacking the Affordable Care Act. Gave it a nickname, Obamacare. But the great Jim Clyburn flipped the script.
Now let me tell you about a beast now. A beast is the strive. As Daniel gave a description of a very well-known beast now. The beasts that rise from the sea. And out of the sea, the beast had 3 ribs in his mouth, meaning, brothers and sisters, you were swallowed here for 3 centuries, from over a decade. You've been swallowed. See, you see, T.D. Jakes says, swallow. Swallow. This is what T.D. Jakes says, swallow me. But you've been swallowed, brothers and sisters. You've been bitten here. Yeah, by the snake. Yes, Satan, the arch deceiver, the deceiver of the world. You've been bitten so many times that it took God to remove the stain from you being bitten. The people been blind here. See, they have not known who their God was. See, most of you ready to yank my teeth out if I say they give you Jesus. They say, well, you pray to prophet Jesus now. 2,000 years. He says, you pray to Jesus now, he'll hear you. But why can they not get him to hear them when they call for peace? See, this today, their doctrines is always used to deceive the black man and woman so that they will stay on their knees praying to something today that they will never get an answer. See, our people are being dumb, ignorant, blind. And see, in a nutshell, we had not come to know our God. See, Moses gave you a law, believing in one God. See, we don't serve a spousal. Our God is not a spooky God. Or he's not no Casper the Friendly Ghost. I say he's alive today. I says he's very sharpened today. Sharper than any double-edged sword. He knows the deceitful minds of the wicked. He examined the deceitfulness of the wicked. Now let's go.
It said, yes, it's Obamacare because President Barack Obama cares about the American people, just like we do as House Democrats. That's not what is being reflected right now on the other side of the aisle. We care about the American people. We care about their health. We care about their safety. We care about their well-being. And so I'm proud to stand here on the floor saying, yeah, we're going to continue to defend Obamacare until the very end, no matter what it takes. So President Obama spoke to this Congress as well. Talked about presidential leadership. We've seen it year after year, decade after decade, century after century.
See what I tell you? See a beast. See a beast is described as Daniel gave it. A very well known beast to rise out of that water with 3 ribs in its mouth. But they naming you a beast. When they says it's 3/5 of a beast. So when they say you are mortal or entity, So you're a beast to who? To your kind. So you become a menace. To whom? To yourself and kind. So you're a menace too. And that's why today the black man don't know himself. We've been separated from ourselves. And we don't know ourselves. And I say this to you. Most of you may want to leave, don't want to agree, because America can't never become great. In America, we know by divine prophecy, America won't become great again. Because when you understand America, it fits the history of ancient Babylon, England, Germany. Fits the description of the evil, wicked, right race. It fits the description as the enslaver, the enslavement. You follow me? I say it again. It fits the description of the enslaver, of the enslavement of what Germany and England and Europe, the European people that there was Moses once upon a time, as you see, they was described as being a caveman because, they lived a wild cage life. So I say this, they lived by the sword. And a lot of them died by the sword. So they are a war to themselves. See, Europe, where there was a lower class people. Let me see, this is why I say this to y'all. See, America, they offer the lowest class people to come out of Europe to make themselves a home. The most lewdness of characters to come out of Europe to come here to America. So you offer the most lewdness of things, but other people trying to come and deny them. So a time, brothers, will come and approach. Even when Moses, now I want to get back to the story that Moses led them out of these savage cage life and put them on the road of conquest. So they no longer have to live the savage cage life as they once lived. See, everything now you about to see about to be reckoned with. And how is it possible if people come out of Europe and they had to pack up and concentrate on that continent of Europe, or else what else they gonna concentrate on? You can't concentrate on that continent of Europe because Europe, you see, it's gonna be reckoned with. Europe, everybody knows it's that Cold War between America and Russia. They know sooner or later Germany will even have to fight it out. So expect for the worst. I always expect for this worst. I always expect for this. They talk about this fallout. Now, you want to see a fallout. A lot of people ain't buying it no more. A lot of people ain't buying, you know what I mean? A lot of people ain't buying it no more for America. Ain't no other foreign country buying it no more, man. It's like people are now seeing America for what it is, y'all. They see her for what she is. They know how she, you know what I mean, once used to be a manipulator, once used to be a bulldozer. You can't bulldoze no more. She's losing the power in the Middle East. I told y'all. She's she's losing all the power she once had. She's losing it. And now you start seeing she's losing her damn mind. Trump, he's losing his damn mind. And many people that voted for him thinking, well, he says America going to be great again. You ain't seen nothing. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that fabricated lie? Well, he said he's going to make America great again. You ain't seen nothing. But the worst is yet to come. Let's go.
President Lincoln, President Roosevelt, President Truman, President Johnson, President Clinton, President Obama lifting up.
And look, these people are angry at me because the little nations are awake. People look for true friendship from America, but instead America deceived them. And when this country burns, I won't have no sympathy. Yeah, when this country burns, I'm saying it. I'm saying to you that want to comment about for me to go back to Africa, I go where I please. Because this is a free world. But, you know, like I said, this country is going to burn. It's going to burn to the last dread because Most High ain't playing with these people. He's going to burn America. And why you think all these nations that's rising, getting power, getting their strength, and all they're going to do, people ain't going to want to fight America. She's weakening. Why she's weakening? Because the Most High God has come to visit. Now prove to me if I'm a liar, if I'm lying. Because the evidence been proven by itself that it been a year that far God been pledging America. As you think she's going to get over the cold sore, you see another disaster will be made. Another one will be made to strike her. So when I say the country cannot be said to be the white man's own, because after taking this country from the Native Indian, who had the independent claim that was called the country of America. See, this country don't belong to the white man. Take your ass back to Europe and country on that continent, or else concentrating on your death instead of your life. You can no longer rule us. You can no longer use that power, that dictatorship. See, I know how this devil operates. I know how this devil run. When the devil can't, when these people can't eat their cake and ice cream, they want to make everybody else miserable. And when this country suffer and get treated, just like how all these other countries, just like how you see Lebanon and all these other countries been treated, America finna be treated just like that. America, you finna look at this country, and people gonna look at it as a foraging country, man. A third world country, man. And like I said, those other countries gonna stand far because they're gonna see her burning with fire. You are witnessing fire. And more of it, it's more of it to come, y'all. You ain't seen nothing yet. You just seen a glimpse about how the end's gonna play out, how the end of the world gonna play out. You see flooding, but you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. But like I said, prove to me that I'm a liar, because all the other foreign countries gonna stand far and watch her burn with fire. And you're gonna see from all her cargoes, her ship master, you see all her trades, all of her delicate, delicious, or splendid things she once had. You understand? all gone now. One day, 1 hour, 1 year came to pass right in that Rester hemisphere. It's all gone. All her beautiful things she wants to. Just look at Florida. Florida gonna be underwater. Just look at all the things. You think you think that the Most High God is not coming to visit you? And brothers, check this out. People wonder why Florida, but look how they treat our black people. Look how they saw all the black organs on the ribs. Central Florida. God's finna hit Florida so hard. They ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't forgot. You think we forgot how they sold black organs on the red in Florida? Yes, Central Florida. Yes. Yes. They don't see people don't want to hear the truth, man. They don't want you to hear this kind of stuff, man. Missing children go miss. God has come visit them. That's why you can't be partaker with them. You can't be amongst them no more. It's gonna get to a time. See, when I say this to you, you look outside, you see damn the weather is changing. Climax. You see a climax change. Well, you look outside, you start seeing the animals start changing. You start seeing behavior of animals. You start seeing they're not the animals no more as you think. They the wild animals. You go outside now. Start seeing human behaviors. Started seeing people fighting. Started seeing people shooting each other. The worst behavior that you know what I mean, never seen. Jesus says, I tell you this, the hatred of this world, keep in mind, the world will hate you just as it hated me. See, the world will reject you just as we had rejected me. The world will persecute you just as it had persecuted me. Keep in mind, the world will hate you. Keep in mind, the world will hate you for telling the truth. Because it's the truth that will set you free. And truth is all I'm going to speak. If it ever costs me my life, truth is all I'm going to say. Let's go.
The American people on the healthcare issue. So I think it's important that these words as well continue to echo out throughout America. President Obama said that there's still tremendous hardship all across the country. But there is a sense that we are making progress because of you. But even before this crisis, he of course speaks about the Great Recession. Even before this crisis, each and every one of us knew that there were millions of Americans across America, millions of people across America who are living their own quiet crises. had a child who had a pre-existing condition. And no matter how desperate they were, no matter what insurance company they called, they couldn't get coverage for that child. Maybe it was somebody who had been forced into early retirement in their 50s, not yet eligible for Medicare. And they couldn't find a job. And they couldn't find health insurance. Despite the fact that they had some sort of chronic condition that had to be tended to. And now we're on the threshold of doing something about it, he said to the United States Congress, Speaker Nancy D'Alessandro Pelosi and others, great partners in this effort. He said, and now we're on the threshold of doing something about it. We're a day away. This is aspirational leadership. After a year of debate, after every argument has been made by just about everybody, we're 24 hours away. But it may also be possible, referring to his critics that existed at the time, who sat on the other side of the aisle. He said, but it may also be possible that they realize after health reform passes and I sign that legislation into law, that it's going to be a little harder to mischaracterize.
You know, remember, y'all, there was two black, I believe there was black lawmakers, and there was that Tennessee fighting for the gun, for the gun control rights and the amendment rights. I remember the amendment rights were being violated. I remember the gun because the violency has this increased it in America, and there was two black lawmakers and these Republicans was in disagreement. And I remember that when we look in an amendment law, that how that bill was just sitting in the Senate, and we had it was just a crime rate that's going on in America. Whether there was police brutality shootings or we had this, this regular shootings, and remember how the two black men was expelled from Republican. They were expelled because of what they truly believed in. And now here we are. Here we are again. And you about to just start seeing things about to really hit the fan. Let's go.
What this effort has been all about. Because this year, small businesses will start getting tax credits so that they can offer health insurance to employees who currently don't have it. Because this year, those same parents who are worried about getting coverage for their children with pre-existing conditions now are assured that insurance companies have to give them coverage this year. Because this year, insurance companies won't suddenly be able to drop your coverage when you get sick, or impose lifetime limits or restrictive limits on the coverage that you have. President Obama went on to say, maybe they know that this year, for the first time, young people will be able to stay on their parents' health insurance until they're 26 years old. The Affordable Care Act was a tremendous step in the right direction. Aspirational leadership. Tens of millions of Americans now have health insurance coverage as a result of the Affordable Care Act. But this reckless Republican budget, this one big, ugly bill that President Donald Trump has directed my Republican colleagues to sign off on, to recklessly rubber stamp, and to bend the knee to, even though this bill and its assault on health care, on Medicaid, on the Children's Health Insurance Program, on Medicare, and on Obamacare will rip away health care coverage from the people my Republican colleagues are here in Washington to represent. It's extraordinary to me that as a result of this one big ugly bill, this all-out assault on health care in this country, millions of people are going to lose coverage, thrown off of health care, set in motion a chain of events where
I told you this will be the act of Project 2025, y'all. I told y'all, man. Why I said that this will be active in Project 2025, because y'all about to see, man, this thing going to get in effect. It's going to be, once this bill get passed, it's going to be 60 days that you have to prepare. Because after 60 days, food stamps, a lot of people, including myself, won't be having food stamps. Public assisting, Medicare, Medi-Cal. I'm going to see the dentist and get my root canal and get my crown, man. And just think about it, man. Just think about how many people will be impacted. Just think about it, y'all, man. But you see, a lot of people may not have it marinating in or by now. Like, this shit, man. This shit's like, picture Trump putting sanctions on Russia, and tariffs, and China and stuff, man. This is how this shit is, y'all. You know what I mean? Man, the whole thing of it is, man, think logic, y'all. Seek refuge in God. Because he's the only place to seek refuge. He's the only deliverer that he's going to deliver. When I say he's going to deliver, he's going to deliver for us. And the meek shall inherit this earth. But what I'm trying to say is that Trump wants you to poke. See, the bear wants you to poke at him. Because his whole purpose here is to create chaos. And he wants you to poke. He wants you to just go on and poke at him. So that way he has the right to deploy military. I'm telling you, to push this this martial law, man. Because I'm telling y'all, man, you're gonna be just like that Bible said. You're gonna be getting to a point you get old at age. Someone take you somewhere where you don't want to go. Be prepared with someone take you somewhere you don't want to go. Be prepared for the hour, man. Because when they can move in and get permission to move you, take you somewhere and drop you off, it's like I'm starting to look up. It's like starting to be a little sweet with the homeless, man. I look up, man, where the homeless at? They shifting them here, you don't really see it. You don't really see an increase of homelessness. Like they shifting it, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Another thing is they're gonna be sending a new pandemic. I feel sorry for those people that's gonna be out there in the streets, homeless. People gonna be like they're gonna be forced. Those gonna be the first people to go. People that's in the streets. So I tell y'all, when they force this, you know what I mean, this vaccine, tell y'all get vaccine. It's another way to kill you. Another way to kill more people. And you know what I mean. Now they'll pay you. You know what I mean. They pay for if you want to get blood, you want to get your blood drawn, you want to get plasma and all this, and you don't know you don't even know what they first of all you don't even know what they shooting you with. People be voluntary and get plasma. Just think about it, man. You be if you volunteer yourself to get plasma, you volunteer to get vaccine, and they're gonna offer a lot of those people $200. Telling y'all, man, those be the first people that's gonna be gone. And like I always tell you guys, be expectancy and increasement of homelessness, man. Just think how many millions of Americans gonna be infected that had public assistance that relied on it. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong getting you know what I mean, getting the government, you know what I mean, public assistance. Now they decide to take it now. Ain't nothing wrong, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a lot of us, you know what I mean, to have it at some point, man. You know. So what I'm trying to say here is, you guys, I remember back in the day when the economy was once booming in 2000, man. People used to buy, you could buy a house. People buy cars. You know what I mean? People make good money. You know what I mean? We American had a good living. I believe we had, who was our president in 2000? I think we had what? Bill Clinton, if I'm not mistaken. The economy was so booming. That was the, you know what I mean, best days we had, man. Those was one in early 2000s. Those was one of the best days I can remember because I moved to Vegas. Those was one of the best moments I had, man. I moved. I was only 17 at the time. I remember my mom came and visit me, and you know what I mean. It was better life for a lot of Americans, better life for a lot of us, man. You know what I mean? We could afford things. And I remember back in the day, you know what I mean, if I was going inside the grocery store, going shopping, or if I was getting something to eat, you know what I mean, going to a restaurant, we used to be proud of how we tip our waitress. You know what I mean? How we can tip our, you know what I mean, waitress and says, you know what I mean, here's you know what I mean, here's the change, keep the change. We give them, you know what I mean, mount, like I used to tip my waitress $25, $30, keep the change. You know what I mean? And we should be proud. We should be proud as being American, man. We should be proud, like, you know what I mean? But now it's like, as we see the days, you know what I mean, as the days start, you know what I mean, winding in. See, we seeing everything starting to change, starting to fade. You know what I mean? If you was living in the 2000s, you would know what I'm saying, man. Those years in the 2000s was those years where it can be always remembered, man. You know, because we used to always say, man, we proud, man. We proud of being hard American workers, man. I was proud of myself, man. I'm proud of my achievements in school, and Everything was just so smooth, man. You know what I mean? I was going to college at one point. You know what I mean? I was getting all the grants they had, and I used to be a grant. You know what I mean? I used to write out grants, and get paid for writing out grants. People that need to be helped to write out. You know what I mean? To write out grants. You know what I mean? This picture that many people are doing that time. People are trying to go in school. People are trying to get into college. All you had to do is just be a high school graduate and get into a 2 year school. When people found out that how much they was just giving students these grants and things, and this is why now they cutting down grant programs and all this because people found a way. They feel that people find the cheapskate. People think like the governments were thinking that the people was manipulating the system, and you know what I mean. And some people was not doing 60%. You know what I mean. You know anything. You know what I mean. Just anything just to try to make things so difficult now. But it was never a problem, man. Never a problem when you wanted to go back to school, when you wanted to get a little money. There was never a problem. We seen a lot of things. We seen a lot of things start changing drastically. We just start seeing things start to change over the course of years. You start seeing things change, man. You know what I mean? Saying all this now, I feel our economy is going in the wrong direction, man. And just think how much God had mercy. Just think how much fun we done had, we done done as a people, man. But I'm here to say all the fun and all the games, all the fun that we done had, all the games we've been lied to, been played to, all these things is over with now. And we do have a day decision because we got to decide, you know, which God we gonna serve. We're gonna serve this old satanic God that brought us in this mess, or are we gonna serve the God of freedom, justice, and equality? Are we gonna serve the wonderful counselor, the wonderful God that's to come? See, choose this day which God you gonna serve.
Hospitals will close. Nursing homes will shut down. People unable to get the care that they need to live a life of dignity and respect. And that as a result of the all-out Republican assault on health care in the United States of America, people will die. Tens of thousands. Perhaps year after year after year. As a result of the Republican assault on the health care of the American people. I'm sad. I never thought that I'd be on the House floor saying that this is a crime scene. And House Democrats want no part of it. No part of it. It's a crime scene. Going after the health and the safety and the well-being of the American people. And Mr. Speaker, we want no part of it. Which is why we're fighting so hard to stop it. Serving in the United States Congress on this glorious floor, having to be part of a crime scene. Shameful. All-out assault on the American people. President Biden worked hard with many of the people in this Congress, who still serve, try to build upon this great legacy, this journey that we've been on. Set in motion modern American presidential history by FDR, inspired by the great vision of President Truman, enhanced in years that were cut short far too early by President Kennedy, and empowered in such an extraordinary way by President Lyndon Baines Johnson. Built upon aspirationally by President Jimmy Carter. And then
Look, if I'm an aspiration, if I'm a voice for the heart of the people, then why would I put myself below what other people might want me to do? Why not be the upliftment of the people? See, to be a leader, to have leadership is to show his role as being a leader. That's why I say every, leader has a role. Trump has, in other words, Trump has a responsibility. And whenever God called him to have responsibility, he has a responsibility. But see, it's today, you see, it's not in their nature. To have a responsibility to take care of the needs of the American people. So this is why the nation suffers. Because America, she fails to do one basic principle. In order for America to become great, she fails in doing one basic principle. So you see the killing, you see the robberies, you see the rape, and these things just happen right in her streets. But yet, you see there's police, detective, FBI are all here. But when you see these savage, gruesome acts are committed right between their ears and eyes. So you can't make this up. This is happening. And everywhere some of you may live, it's happening. Groups of robbers, dope addicts are prone the streets. We see this savage mobs are taking place. You see this taking place downtown at the bus terminals. You see nowadays, you see if a woman out walking, you would now think, oh, she's part of this savage people. She's part of this savage act. But these things happening right here in America. See, brothers and sisters, you can't make this stuff up. Now let's go.
Advanced Children's Health Insurance Program by President Clinton. Furthered in such an extraordinary way by President Barack Obama. built upon and enhanced by President Biden. None of us are perfect, but that's part of our march toward a more perfect you. That's part of the charge that we have as public servants. Given that sacred charge in the preamble of the United States Constitution, we the people, in order to form a more perfect leadership that tries to perfect the American dream. President Biden spoke to this in August of 2022. Talked about the challenges, pushing back against special interests that are often the forces trying to stop progress on behalf of the American people.
You're starting to witness, is starting to see with our own eyes that America has been becoming a habitation of devils, a home for every evil person. It's like a cage for every hateful bird of people that is wicked, and for everyone that has a haven right here in America. We see a cage for every hateful bird. You know, a bird now. A bird that goes out to associate with other foraging birds now. When he's hated, he's not greeted by the other foraging birds. He become a hateful bird. See, there are birds of prey, birds of crows, blizzards, owls, ravens. See, there are birds that carcass on others. But she's one of the most hated birds you see today. So yes, America becomes a haven. You know, a bird that just thrives, you know, and the bird thrives on the unclean. A hated bird.
One big ugly bill is filled with giveaways to special interests. Here in Washington, D.C., I'm disgusted by that. It's not what lawmaking should be about. President Biden, reflecting upon challenges of making progress on behalf of the American people, says in August of 2022, and yet we've not wavered, not flinched, we've not given in. Instead, we're delivering results for the American people. We didn't tear down, we built up. We didn't look back, we looked forward. This law that I'm about to sign finally delivers on a promise that Washington has made for decades to the American people. Guess what? We're giving Medicare the power to negotiate. The power to negotiate lower prices on behalf of the American people. This means seniors, President Biden goes on to say, are going to pay less for their prescription drugs, while we're changing circumstances for people on Medicare by putting a cap.
Amen. This bill is going to affect all of us, y'all. And it's going to, you know how long this bill is going to take? I said about, once they pass, it's going to take 60 days, y'all. This is why I said, man, get your house in order. Get your food. Get everything you need. Get your children in order. Go see the doctor. Go see the dentist. This is the best time. I'm telling y'all, this is the best time, man, to go see a dentist, man. Because let's think about it. For some people that's scared to go to the dentist, let's think about it. There's a lot of people I know that need a lot of work done in their teeth, and they refuse to go to the dentist. But me personally, I know I got 2 root canals on my right side that could get done, and I got just a crown, and that's it, man. But you focus on the things you need. Your health is more important. Cause let's think about it, man. Let's think about it. This thing was to be in fact. Let's think about it. Your mouth is hurting. You have a sore mouth that you've been trying to go to the dentist. This thing you can't go to the dentist. When this bill gets in effect, let's think how evil this is. Let's think how wicked this is, man. This is why I tell y'all, man, get y'all things in order, man. You know, get your butter from a duck and your water from a dry river, man. I mean, get these things in order, man. Get your house in order, man. Get your children in order. Get everything you can possibly get, man. Because I'm telling y'all, man, Satan is playing. They playing a horror game right now. I don't think America after what they doing, I don't think what they about to see, what about to come, I don't think she's not going to be able to heal from it. Heal from these disasters, these pledges, these famines that's coming. I don't think she's going to be able to heal from it. Let's look at it like this. Let them continue to do evil and wicked, man, and not thinking that they not going to see the consequences. You know, every dog have his day, man. You know, sometimes they like, shit, this gonna affect the whole world, because that's how Pharaoh was. Pharaoh did things that he didn't care if it affect his kingdom. Y'all gotta understand me when I say, man, Pharaoh did some things that he didn't care if he got to that point that it affected his kingdom. See, America is getting to that point, man, that she don't care nothing about the American people. Nothing for affect where the people live, man. You know, and I tell you, man, that's just it's mean of these world leaders. It's mean of them, man, of what they've been doing for history. It's evil, it's wicked, and we all serve a merciful God, a forgiving, a relentful God. But you think God has mercy? You think He's going to continue to do the same thing, be forgiven? No. Whenever you putting a hurt on millions of America, you think God's going to have any sympathy? There's going to be people losing their houses. Yes, it's going to be people losing things, because you're going to have to listen to me. There's going to be a lot of people stressed. Because to a lot of people, a lot of things, material things, it matter to a lot of you. But I say this in a time, man, all those things don't matter, man. When it's time your name be called upon, when it's time, it's this time for you to get ready to rest. That's why it says to be absent in this body and to be present with the Lord. It's gonna be a day you're gonna rest. However it plays out. If you're still living, be thankful. However this thing plays out, because there's a lot of us gonna really taste death. A lot of people gonna see it. Death is coming on this world, y'all, and this is gonna be the beginning of it, the beginning stage of it. But like I said, I hate to sound like that to some of you, but I gotta tell things the way it is, man. It's like these people don't give a damn. They going all out with it. That's how the devil do, man. Because when I say when it's time for the devil to come back to reign for those 1,000 years, he must come back for a little while. This is just for a little while, y'all. So the time is here, y'all. Y'all don't look at this time and think that just because they tell you, yeah, we got enough. No, y'all. These times we living and seeing nowadays, it's getting short. The time has come. The times here is approaching.
A cap of a maximum of $2,000 per year on their prescription drug costs. No matter what the reason for those prescriptions are. That means if you're on Medicare, you'll never have to pay more than $2,000 a year. No matter how many prescriptions you have, whether it's for cancer or any other disease, no more than $2,000 a year. I don't care who in this town is trying to take credit for something accomplished by others. President Joseph Robinette Biden did that. He did that. He did that as part of our effort to lower costs on behalf of the American people. None of us are perfect. There's still work to do. But the 46th president of the United States of America did that. Inflation Reduction Act, he went on to say, locks in lower healthcare premiums for millions of families who get their coverage under the Affordable Care Act. Last year, a family of 4 saved on average $2,400.
All right, you guys, we're gonna get ready to close this out. Yeah, for more updates, stay subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. We out.